Thank you.
How are you receiving this news of the change of name of the Kotoka International Airport?
Well, first of all, when we put it in a broader perspective, I don't think we can. Now, what I'm trying to say is that, look, the government in power can always have some ideas as to what they want to do. I don't think this is part of their manifesto, but it's come up that this is what they intend to do, that they are going to change names. For now, it tells us that the minister would bring a bill to Parliament. That being so, then one would assume that there will be opportunity to debate it. And then we would surely, find opportunity to also prevent people, to try and prevent the people. It's a program. Hello?
Yes. No. Sorry. I think there was a challenge hearing you at the tail end there.
Yeah, somebody was trying to call through.
Yes. So you can make the submission again. Yes.
If it is the case that they are going to present a bill to Parliament, then obviously that bill may have to be debated until eventually a decision will be taken, and then the name change will come. And so we stand by to present a paper. You see, the Kumasi Airport was named after Asantehene, and we believe that if it were named after a Ga chief also in Accra, it would be better. Otherwise, you look for some prominent Ga person who can also have the airport named after him. We intend to present a paper to Parliament on this matter.
It sounds as if the decision is already made. It's just a matter of formality. An airline say that you are changing the name from Accra to from Kotoka back to Accra, and maybe the view would be that naming it Accra would give it a more nationalistic identity rather than giving it a name of a person. I don't know what you think.
Well, that's what we're saying, that compared with what took place in Kumasi, if they chose to give a chief's name to the airport, why is it in Accra that we would, talk about Accra as airport? You remember this scenario had played out before. That was when we were talking about Accra Sports Stadium being named after Indigenes Sports Stadium and all that. Yeah, we all know the role Indigenes played, but we felt that they were being marginalized, and therefore we kicked against it. And although it could be nationalistic the way you put it, we don't think that the people of Ga-Adangbe land have not achieved that, for which individuals would also have an important place named after them. So he talks about a bill. Of course, if he's talking about subsidiary legislation, that one will be laid, and for 21 days it becomes law. But if he talks of law, a bill which is to be presented to Parliament, then one would believe that it will give us an opportunity to present a paper, at least to be heard.
If you were asked immediately to suggest a name that the airport should be given, what would it be, aside the Accra that the government is planning? So which prominent chief would you want to use, or is this going to be a stool or skin name you intend to use, or what exactly would be the idea? What could easily come to mind?
We have discussed it over some time. Many names have come up already. So I wouldn't want to rush with it, but I'm saying that it all started from the time the Kumasi, airport was named after Kumasi. Our people also started discussing it being a civil society organization. And we also, thought about getting a Ga chief or a prominent Ga person to have this monument named after him. So it is still in the works. They've thrown out few names here and there, but just don't let's rush who would present the paper to them.
But just to be clear, you are not necessarily kicking against the change to Accra. You are just saying that if you're given the opportunity, you would make further proposals in addition.
Yes.
So if it remains Accra, you don't necessarily have a problem with it, but you would rather it was given a name of a prominent Ga person or a chief. I just want to be sure that I've summarized you correctly.
Yes, Ga-Adangbe, that is what we are asking for, because at the end of the day, the Kotoka thing, after some time, most people believe that it's become an anachronism, and that it would have been better to get someone else to pay. So if we've done that for Kumasi, why don't we do that for Accra?
I'm just wondering, though, I mean, the NDC and its antecedent PNDC, they were in power for 20 years. We know that they are closely associated with the CPP, even though, of course, they are two different parties. I don't know the historical reasoning for giving the airport the name Kotoka, and why over the decades the name remained only for a change to be discussed now. I don't know if you have any insight to share with us.
Oh, you remember that there was this failed coup which led to the murder of Kotoka, and he was killed around the airport. So the feeling around that time was to get a monument named after him. And so he thought that the best thing they could do for him is to name the Kotoka International Airport, that's the environment where he died, after him. If I recall, this one might have taken place after the Accra or somebody's school, which appealed school, which led to his murder.
Okay.
So, these things do happen when there's something traumatic happens, and you want to perpetuate somebody's memory, and then you say, why don't we, But that, the new colonialist tendencies of the time, and thereafter you begin to go back into history and to ask yourself who actually played a better role in terms of developing this country, and then you find, just like people voted that Nkrumah was the man of the millennium, people are beginning to appreciate the role played by Kwame Nkrumah.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
A pleasure. Bye.
That's Ni Aikwe Otu, is a former Attorney General and President of the